Yeah, let's get into let's start talking about Loki For All Time. So this is planned to drop September 5th, 2023. That's when we can expect it to happen. All right, so let's talk about the cards that are going to be dropping. Going to be the card that comes with the season. And of course, that's going to be Loki. 3 cost, 5 power. On reveal, replace your hand with cards from your opponent's starting deck and give them -1 cost.
Yeah.
I'm a fan already. So I'm hopping in here real quick just to kind of give you guys a heads up that about 5 to 10 minutes of Evan and I discussing the Loki card is getting cut because, well, I didn't understand the mechanics of the card very well. To put it briefly, my understanding was that when you took the cards from the opponent's deck, you actually took them. I didn't realize that you copied them. So I think the wording was replace. I'm not going to bore you with conversation about the inaccurate mechanics of the card. Our discussion about the Loki card is going to be cut kind of short. However, just be aware that the ability copies the cards from your opponent's starting deck into your hand. I'm still up in the air as to whether replacing those cards actually means you discard your cards. Haven't seen that yet. I'm sure you could get an answer by looking that up online. But anyway, I'll get you back to the show. I don't know, man. I was just about to say, I'm thinking about, I might spend the $10.
Yeah.
I really might, just to kind of be the first season pass I've ever bought. And
put Quinjet in that deck too.
I don't know if you discard your cards. It just says replace your hand with cards from the starting deck. But if you are actually discarding these cards and you have Morbius out there,
it says the starting deck. That's, I don't know. That seems like an odd choice of words.
I think that is a situation where Thanos is involved.
Yeah.
Because Thanos shows up, and if he's in the deck, then you all of a sudden it adds all the time stones.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that if you play that, it says starting deck, well, I mean, you may end up with Thanos in your hand. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. But you know what? I bet even if you take him out, the High Evolutionary stuff still, I bet it still doesn't stop High Evolutionary.
Freaking stupid High Evolutionary.
Like if it would take out High Evolutionary, I'd be like, yeah, whatever my problems are, I don't care. Take out High Evolutionary.
All right, well, let's talk about the next card. This is going to be Goliath. 6 cost, 5 power card. On reveal, destroy all enemy cards played there that turn, including unrevealed cards. That's pretty powerful. That's what I had listed here was that could be a lane winner. And if you have 2 lanes already, and this is ready to drop, and it's probably going to secure the victory. And imagine a turn 7 absorbing man.
Oh, yeah.
So I could see there being some big time use with this one. If you can pump up the power of some other lanes and then just secure the victory on and make sure you've got that victory. This will help. Any thoughts on Goliath?
So, yeah, well, I was saying there wouldn't be as much destroyed this season, but that certainly clearly I didn't do a lot of research prior to this. I was still trying to figure out who Goliath was. I looked it up, and apparently Goliath was on the Loki show, and I didn't even remember.
Goliath was the cloud.
Okay,
that was the big cloud that was. I think they had to try and get. That was
That's
either
right.
keeping them in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So wow. Yeah. That could definitely be problematic. Although I guess maybe if you think Goliath's coming, you could always have some destroyable cards out there, or maybe that would be a good time to play our old buddy Kang.
Oh yeah.
We'll make him work.
Which that would fit with the season too, because if you laid Kang out there and Goliath drops. There you go. That gives you a heads up of what's to happen. Ravonna Renslayer. So she is a 3 cost, 3 power card. Ongoing ability. Your cards with 1 or less power. Remember, we had this discussion because I was like, what in the world does this mean? And you pointed it out. It's power, not cost. Yeah. So your cards with 1 or less power cost 1 less. So immediately, all you need to do, if you've got her in your deck, start looking at all the 0 power and 1 power cards because she's going to help them cost a little bit less.
And she'd be good with Loki, because if you steal some of those from a deck, she'd reduce it even further.
What I wrote down here was goblins.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get a hobgoblin out there for 4, you can get a green goblin out there for 2, and that'd be kind of nice. So
yeah,
just kind of keep that in mind.
Mystique.
Mystique. A lot of big players that you could get in a little bit less.
Mr. Negative, be very good.
Mr. Negative.
Mr. Negative. And always looking for 3 cost cards to pair with Silver Surfer.
Right.
And would probably be good in my my Stealth Destroyer deck too.
This next one we have to talk about. Just a couple minutes. Take a few minutes on Mobius. Mobius.
That's who my spotlight caches are saving up for, I think. Ravana was starting to win me over. You play her with Zabu.
Yeah.
Get you a 2-cost Darkhawk.
That's true.
So
I don't know.
So might take a shot at that too. I don't know, but yeah, those are. I mean, obviously Loki does what Loki does, and Goliath. We talked about that, but Ravana and Mobius, I can see using both of them.
Right. So
I don't think we've actually said what Mobius does.
Well, Mobius's power, his ability is ongoing, and your costs can't be increased, and your opponent's costs can't be reduced.
Suddenly, Wave is not the best Herald of Galactus anymore.
No, she is not. I read a developer's reply to somebody who asked specifically, how would this work with Wave? And they confirmed, yes, your cards will be fine. Their cards on their side of things, number one, if it costs 6, it's going to cost 6 for them after Wave hits them. But anything less than 4 gets put up to 4.
So I guess the opposite would be true for you. Your cards would come down, but they wouldn't go up.
Your cards essentially will go basically everything that will cost up to 4 stays there, and anything at 4 stays there, and anything anything from 4 and above will be 4 cost. The exact opposite happens. So Wave all of a sudden, Wave and Mobius are going to be a combo you see a lot when you're playing this game, and it's going to cripple some people. It'll be an interesting card, but I want to tell you, there was a Reddit post that I had found, and I want to talk about this real quick because he made a really, really good point. The title of the article by user Yogurt US. For yogurts. Mobius will be an ongoing card that both prevents your cards from having their cost increased and prevents your opponent's cards from having their cost decreased. Okay. This is somewhat concerning to me. Do I think it'll ever be a top-tier, widely played card? No. But I do think its presence in the game will have a strangling effect on the meta. Mobius effectively stops Sarah, Zabu, Quinjet, Ravana, Mr. Negative, and yes, Mr. Negative, by the way, and certain facets of high evolutionary decks. Once the card is acquired by enough people, it essentially prevents certain decks, especially Mr. Negative, from ever rising above a certain point in the meta. Even accounting for counters like Rogue and Enchantress, I'm not pleased about that. He put a list here of the cards that will most likely be affected by Mobius in some way. Abomination, which he says High Evo apparently would affect that. Baron Mordo, Beast, Death, Iceman, Loki, Miles Morales, Mr. Negative.
I didn't think about Death, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Negative, Quinjet, Ravana Renslayer, Sabretooth, She-Hulk, Shocker, High Evo he put, Stature, Swarm, Wave, which we've already talked about, and Zabu. He said this will be brutal. So he also said, edit number 2, for those of you comparing Armor and Cosmo to Mobius, keep in mind that the former prevent on-field effects and each in one lane only. Mobius affects your hand and doesn't even let you get your cards out as planned. I think he's got a good point, and I think that's why when this card comes out, it's going to be the answer to a lot of I'm tired of this deck overrunning me. I mean, it would definitely affect Death, and that's going to put a lot of people off of Destroy decks.
Yeah.
Or at least Death
I hadn't thought about how widespread that would be. Of course, I mean, I still think it's situational as opposed to, I don't know. I still don't think it's as disruptive as High Evolutionary.
That's what you get to look forward to. And I don't blame you for thinking about
all I was thinking is, hey, finally something to deal with Dream Dimension.
Yes.
But I mean, you've still got to play him. So
that's true.
There's ways. Once he's down there, there's ways to get around it. So I don't know.
And Chantress's stock is going to go way up if Mobius starts dropping.
Rogue too.
Yeah, Rogue is also going to be. Oh, Rogue will be great to play on somebody who had Mobius out there.
Gambit.
So Enchantress makes a whole lot of sense too, because she is part of what we're getting here with the whole Asgardian theme of Loki. Man, it's interesting how a lot of these cards are going. They put some thought into like, okay, this will bring about this happening. Obviously they're giving thought to what the meta is going to be when they create these things, because they don't want it to be too changing, I guess. But I guess they also are like, well, you know what we want to see in this game? We want to start seeing this. Well, there you go, man. There's the cards. It'll be an interesting season, and I think the meta is definitely going to be affected. And we're going to see some different decks. Which will be nice. I'm tired of seeing Destroy. I'm just worried about how aggravated I'm going to be with some of these cards if I get them played against me. That's the name of the game. So let's talk about locations. Locations. Our first location, Mount Vesuvius. Players can't retreat after turn 5. Now, I have some gripes about both of these locations.
Okay.
First off, Mount Vesuvius. This whole players can't retreat after turn 5 is, if here in about a year, if we decide to revisit some of our top 5s, which we may very well be, but top 5 worst locations, this might make it, because I don't know if I'm going to like the fact that a game told me that I can't retreat after turn 5.
Well, and maybe Magic is good in there to give you even more time after turn 5.
Right.
To lay the hurt on.
That's true. Next up is one we've already seen, and that's Time Theater, which this is absolutely a location I don't think you can build a deck around. Maybe if you have Quinjet out there.
Yeah. And Collector, I would think that would activate Collector's bonus.
I think so too, because you're getting a card back.
It didn't come from your deck, so.
Right. So, okay, there's that. But both of these... Collectasar.
Gonna make that happen.
Right. Both of these locations are, they just, I don't know, they don't seem as impactful. And when they're featured, I love a location that gives me the chance to build a deck, and the meta is not going to be something I'm really concerned about, because everybody's going to try and build a deck to make use of this location. Some are going to do a good job, and some of them aren't. And that's what's really fun, in my opinion, is watching people try to work with a location that they know is most likely going to show up. But that location has to have a significant impact to the game in order for it to be fun. So Mount Vesuvius, players can't retreat after turn 5. Okay, I gotta do a solid day of this. I don't know. I may not play the game for the day that it's out there. It's kind of like there was one location where everybody
destroy the location or legion it.
That's probably what I'll be doing.
But think about this, Jesse. No matter how frustrating each of these locations can be, it's not ego.
It is not. Thank goodness. There we go. That is our look at the upcoming season of Loki For All Time. It is going to be dropping September 5th, 2023. Let's go ahead. Let's get our battle started. But we can't do that because we have to figure out what
people are indecisive.
Yes. And it was probably about an hour before the poll ended. It's about 40 minutes or so before I decided to repost the poll, and I put a note, hey, we got about a little bit more than 40 minutes. Somebody hop in here. And at the point when I did that, there were 10 votes, and it was America versus the world was winning. Mm-hmm. So after I reposted it, somebody went in there and voted again. And so now we have a tie. So let me find the poll results.
Yep. Still 36% each for America versus the world and humans versus animals. But I think we have a solution.
Yes, we do.
Do you have a coin?
No, actually, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And Google has a little spinning wheel.
Oh, okay.
We can pick up to however many spaces we want. So I'm going to do 20 spaces, and you're either going to pick odd or even. And then I'm going to hit spin, and then whatever, if it lands on an odd number or even number, provided whichever one you picked is how we're going to do this. So to give everybody an idea, out there in Twitter land, we posted a poll there a couple days ago. You had to help us figure out the themes of the decks, and Guys versus Gals got 9.1% of the vote. Heroes versus Villains got 18.2% of the vote, and Americans versus the World and Humans versus Animals each got 36.4% of the vote. So we have a tie situation here, so we are going to go to the spinning wheel. We're going to find out what the theme of our decks are going to be. Now, Evan and I have already chose who we're going to be for either one of these themes, so it's not like we have to immediately come up with what our decks are going to be. We already have 2 decks ready to go. Which ones do you want? You want the odds or do you want the evens?
Well, why don't we just say odd is America versus the world, even is humans versus animals.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Spinning away. And we have an odd number 7. So America versus
the world.
Okay. So it's battle time.
And you will be flying the Star-Spangled Banner.
That's correct.
I will be representing the world, despite there being a disappointing number of Alpha Flight entrants. I didn't have to pull this out, but I will note that both Deadpool and Squirrel Girl are Canadian.
Really?
Squirrel Girl has dual citizenship.
Son of a gun.
Also, I could have been a real jerk and put any of the X-Men on here because of Krakoa.
I can tell you that these decks, man, the combos are lacking. And I'm not talking about what you get in the bag. Team America, not that Team America.
Or the other Team America.
Nor USA 1.
So now I will say, one way to do this would be like to have a representative from as many countries as possible. I didn't do that. I also didn't go the Krakoa route, but there's a couple countries that are more heavily represented than others, some of which may or may not be real.
Round 1, first location.
Crimson Cosmos.
That's not going to help me very much. Cards that cost 1, 2, or 3 can't be played here, so pretty much out of luck there for the first 3 turns. Unless you got a 0 cost something or other there. Hey, Roberto Costa, correct?
Da Costa.
There we go.
He's from Brazil.
Now, there's Evan's favorite location, the Peak.
Yeah, didn't really hurt me too bad this time.
Same here. Well, I shouldn't say that. That should be more than that right now.
So,
that should be more than that.
And yes, Bobby is originally from South America, although he did lead the U.S. Avengers at one point. He is a naturalized citizen. But
Okay.
There you've got Dagger. That's 1602 Dagger, which is pre-America. Sorry, Jesse. Meanwhile, I have debuted my first Agent of Wakanda, Okoye.
There she is. Okay. All right, our third location being Kiln. You can't play cards here after turn 4. It'll be heavily sought after, probably.
Yeah, and the Juggernaut knocks my card out of the Kiln, and it's Wave. And, oh, wow, I forget where Wave is from. I want to say the Philippines?
Is she?
From, yeah, Asian Pacific area.
I'm so glad everything costs 4 now.
Yeah, well,
because the Peak really messed me up. The Peak reverses your power and cost.
Okay, so you dropped She-Hulk, who's now only 6 power instead of 9 on the Crimson Cosmos. I'm leading at the Peak 4-2 with Sunspot and Wave to your Agent 13, and then the Kiln has locked down. You've got Juggernaut and Dagger there, and I've got Okoye and Black Panther. So
Daggone it. Okay. All right, there. Now come on.
Oh, just thought it would be a good time to snap. Sometimes I forget.
I cannot play that.
Now appearing at the Peak, Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, a.k.a. Nakia, and Kurt Wagner from Germany and Krakoa. On their 1602 Cloak, another pre-American American. All right, on to the last turn. You're winning 6-0 on the Crimson Cosmos. I'm up 12-6 with the Peak all filled up, and 12-5 at the Kiln, where you can't play anybody, but you could probably sneak somebody in there if you really wanted to.
I don't think I can.
Well, Dagger jumps to the Peak. She-Hulk jumps to the Peak.
Oh,
Arrow lands on the Crimson Cosmos, but you already had somebody there. Oh,
yeah.
Hobgoblin comes over. Okay, that's weird.
But,
hey, look, there's M'Baku.
M'Baku, no! Exclamation point. You're right. I could have snuck somebody over into Kiln, possibly, but I didn't lay her out there.
Okay, so I win 7-0 at the Crimson Cosmos with Nightcrawler, Arrow, Jesse's gift of Hobgoblin, and a late arriving M'Baku. Nightcrawler teleported over from the Peak, where Jesse won 22-12. And then Juggernaut and Black Panther which would actually be a pretty cool fight, are on Kiln.
Yeah, that would be really awesome.
Black Panther with 10 points instead of 8, thanks to the peak.
The peak? All right. Our first location, the icebox, gives a card in each player's hand plus 1 cost. Not a fan. By the way, Agent 13 in the deck, but she may be calling on some international help.
Oh, that's okay. Like I said, Sunspot led a team called the U.S. Avengers. So, it's a cosmopolitan world we live in.
Oh, goodness. The Great Web has arrived.
And M'Baku is crouching on there, so he won't be frightening you at the end.
After each turn, move 1 card to the web for a random player. Oh, boy. Okay, well, this kind of helps. All right, Sunspot comes out on your end.
On the web, joined by Agent 13. Sunspot's on the 3rd location, which is revealed to be Lemuria, so nobody will be revealing any cards this turn. Oh, and there Sunspot got yoinked over to the Great Web.
Okay. I really don't know if I want to play her there, but I will.
All right, Dagger was revealed on Lemuria. Shauna the She-Devil.
Oh, no! Bringing in the squirrels! No!
Oh,
and there you go. Changing the Great Web to Limbo.
Nakia gives a +1 to all the cards in my hand.
Going into turn 5 of 7 now. I'm up 5 at the first location, 5-0, and then 5-4 at Limbo. It's in Evan's favor, and then 4-3 at Lemuria, my favor. So it's fairly close right now. If it wasn't for these stinking squirrels.
Shauna the She-Devil brought in Squirrel Girl, and Squirrel Girl brought in squirrels.
I'm not a fan at all.
I'm not sure what to do here. I kind of wish there weren't 7 turns.
Well, I only have 3 spaces.
I just wanted to get rid of the Great Web.
We got 3 turns left, and I've got 3 spaces left.
Yeah, there's the Juggernaut to run nobody out of Lemuria. Shuri arrives in the icebox.
Daggone it.
5-3 icebox, Jesse. 6-4 me in Limbo. 10-3 Jesse in Lemuria, but Jesse can't get any more points on Lemuria. We've had residents of different countries. Now we're going to have a ruler.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Dr. Doom double powered with the help of Shuri, and a Doombot to Limbo and a Doombot to Lemuria. So I'm winning 15-5 at the icebox. Jesse's full up on Limbo with a 16-11 advantage, and full up on Lemuria with a 10-8 advantage.
Let me tell you a little something about Squirrel Girl. She's not pleased.
Amazing.
I am not pleased at all right now with Squirrel Girl, because I think I would have a chance of winning this game. I don't have a chance of winning this game. I have retreated. Man. I have retreated.
And thereby costing me the chance to play Nightcrawler for 1 point, tie Lemuria, and then win Limbo by boosting Sunspot by 6.
Stupid.
Robbed me of my moment.
The plan was, what I could have done was a Luke Cage hazmat combo. But no, couldn't do that because the squirrels were in my stinking way. Mirror Dimension being our first location here. Oh, there's M'Baku, center location on Evan's side. Agent 13 calling in. Well, this is interesting.
Oh, now we're outside of America on Muir Island at location number 2.
Muir Island.
M'Baku.
Yeah, Agent 13 called in the real M'Baku. Yours is a scroll, just letting you know. After each turn gives cards here +1 power. That's what Muir Island does. And the icebox just, again, made one of our cards cost 1 extra. One extra.
Yes, it did.
Juggernaut says, get off of Muir Island and watch.
Nakia will just boost up some people's power anyway.
Oh, jeez.
What? Another icebox? Now, dagnabbit.
So Mirror Dimension turned into the icebox, which then created another situation where one of our cards got +1. What are we going to do here?
Some of us don't have a lot of options. I'm winning 3-2 at the Mirror Icebox. Jesse's winning 8-4 on Muir Island, and I'm winning 2-zip at the original Icebox.
All right, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, there's Sunspot.
And because Sunspot was the only thing I played, I get 3 extra points for him. Okay, not the card I was looking for. Not the card I was looking for at all.
You have not lost one game yet, so I've got to be really thrifty making smart decisions here.
Okay, so you've got your bonus for rescue, and then you put Captain Marvel on there, so Jesse's got a 28-17 advantage at Muir Island, but I'm winning 3-2 at the Icebox and 2-0 at the Icebox. There's the card I needed, but it's too late now. really needed to turn 7 on here because I had suddenly 3 6-cost cards in my hand thanks to those ice boxes.
All right, let's see if we can pull this off. Here comes Doom. Yes, you stupid. Not going to win me this game. Oh, God.
Shuri doubled up Doom to make him 12 points and give me a 1-point edge on Muir Island. I should have snapped, but I wasn't confident. And then Doom's Doom bots, well, went to the ice boxes, but Hobgoblin was enough to give Jesse the win at the second ice box, 0 to -1. But I win Muir Island 33 to 32 and Mirror Icebox 8 to 2.
Gosh. Oh, that's just sickening.
Shuri Doom combo.
I'm not liking it. I'll tell you that much. And I'm really mad that I have had Hazmat in my hand and no Luke Cage, at least whenever I needed it.
I had Doom was flanked in my hand by an Icebox Black Panther and an Iceboxed Arrow.
Oh, and Baku in the middle position, and Murder World appears. Baku might be meeting the end of a hammer here in a few. Our first
Murder
location
World was the place they gave him.
Our first location was Kunlun. When a card moves here, give it +2 power. So
nobody played there, but M'Baku arrived and turned the lights on and found out it was Murder World. Now here's Okoye boosting up all the cards in my deck, and she's facing off against Dagger at the unrevealed third location, which is now revealed to be Fisk Tower.
Fisk Tower.
Hey kids, when you move a card to Fisk Tower, it gets destroyed. Some of us didn't know that, even though it's there in plain writing.
Oh, man.
All right.
I don't know if I want to play that just yet. Play this right here.
Ileana Rasputin to the rescue, turning Murder World into Limbo and saving M'Baku.
This really just...
worth it, but
no.
There's Luke Cage. I bet Hazmat's coming.
You can pretty well get ready for it.
All right, so 0-0 at Kunlun, 4-0 me at Limbo, 4-2 Jesse at Fisk Tower. Now Nakia joins Okoye at Fisk Tower, and Nightcrawler joins them both there so that I don't accidentally move him to Fisk Tower later. And then Captain Marvel's there, so it's an 8-8 tie at Fisk Tower. Oh, and I didn't play anything.
No, you didn't. What happened?
My card, I accidentally hit end turn.
Oh, no.
So, yay.
Oh, no.
That's just awful. All right, let's see if we can fix this. Cloak and Hazmat jumping on Kunlun, where Jesse already deposited Hobgoblin on my side. Maria Hill on Limbo. And Black Panther going from a 6 to a 12, thanks to some boosts on Fisk Tower. Not sure what I'm doing here.
Me either.
Oh, yeah, I am. Okay, I know what I'm doing here.
Oh, boy.
Let's see. Oh, Dagger goes over to Kunlun and gets boosted up because I moved a bunch of cards to Kunlun. She-Hulk on Limbo and Agent 13. Now let's see if I did anything to help.
Stay alive. No.
Agent 13, come on over to Fisk Tower and get...
Oh!
Yep.
Yes!
Okay.
All right.
So, Arrow yoinked Agent 13 over to Fisk Tower, and that took her out, but that only cut Jesse down to 12 on Limbo. So Jesse wins Kunlun 18 to 13. Thanks to Dagger getting all boosted up with all the cards I moved there. I managed to get 13 there because I slid Black Panther over there and gave him a +2 moving to Kunlun, and Nightcrawler as well. And then I did win Fisk Tower 12 to 6.
Yes, you did. Whew, that was a close one right there. I was really banking on you moving, hoping but I didn't know if Black Panther was going to overtake things. All right, next game up here, we have Shadowland as our first location. Add an inch to each side with -2 power.
And that's all I'm adding to any side. Jesse brings in Ant-Man on Shadowland, so he's winning -1 to -2. Second location is Westview, which is going to be a new location on turn 4.
You probably would have had that game had you not missed that turn.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, so Luke Cage arrives in Westview, and after his dramatic entrance at the end of the first game, M'Baku shows up again as just another 2-point card. So I'm winning Shadowland 0 to -1. Jesse's winning Westview 2 to 0, and nobody's on Lechigila.
Sure.
Just yet, but that's about to change. Maria Hill on Shadowland, and Magic is making sure that none of us get rocks shuffled into our decks.
I like it.
Okay, 2-0 Jesse Shadowland, 3-0 Jesse as Westview turns into Xandar, giving cards their +1 power, and 2-0 Limbo for me. 2-0 Limbo. Limbo is the location, not either of the players. All right, Jesse drops Rescue into Limbo. Nakia arrives on Xandar to give me a 1-point advantage there, and Sunspot joins his New Mutants teammate Magic in Limbo.
Okay.
Rescue is joined by Captain Marvel, giving Jesse 13 points in Limbo, and Quicksilver shows up, and Arrow is going to blow Quicksilver over to Shadowland,
which
locks down Shadowland and gives me a 9-7 advantage there unless Jesse does something tricky.
Tricky. What do you got planned?
Oh, I got plans. Got snappy plans. I'm winning 9-7 at Shadowland, 4-3 on Xandar, and losing 13-2 on Limbo. Shuri enters Limbo. Nightcrawler arrives on Xandar, but he's getting knocked away by Juggernaut.
Where's he going?
Knocked to Limbo.
Oh, does that mess up Shuri?
It sure does. I mean, unless I can just move
You can just
Nightcrawler.
move him. Right.
Okay, so last turn, I'm winning 9-7 to Shadowland. Jesse's winning 7-4 on Xandar and 15-7 on Limbo.
All right.
But guess who's coming to visit Shuri?
Stupid Dr. Doom.
No, smart Dr. Doom. Jesse drops Hazmat and She-Hulk on Xandar. But what?
That ain't enough, bro. No, it ain't enough.
No. How did he get doubled?
He didn't get doubled, did he?
I would have won if Doom got... Well, it would have... No, you still would have won. You still would have won even if Doom had been doubled, because it would have been a tie and you would have gotten the tiebreaker because you have more total points. But I guess because Nightcrawler was in that spot, it registered that... Oh, no, that was all me. Sorry, Jesse, it wasn't you.
What happened?
I played Nightcrawler after I played Shuri, so Doom wasn't my next card.
Oh!
That was on me.
That makes sense.
So, once again, I'm my own worst enemy.
That's 2 games. I can handle this. I'm all right with it. All right. At least I can tell you where Magic is going to go this session. So our first location, Onslaught Citadel. Ongoing effects here are doubled. I just laid Ant-Man down there, and our next location is, well, I should say Sunspot got laid down the middle location, which ends up being Cloning Vats. However, he laid it down there before Cloning Vats got revealed. So, and Baku has arrived.
Man, he played his part perfectly in the first hand, and now he just can't wait to show up. Luke Cage on Onslaught Citadel with Ant-Man, Agent 13 in Washington, D.C., and Nakia drops into the Cloning Vats.
Our third location being Washington, D.C. Cards here with no abilities have +3 power. Ooh, I don't like that. All right.
And there's Rescue again in the Cloning Vats. Shuri arrives at Onslaught Citadel for me. So it's 3-3 at Onslaught Citadel, 8-4 Jesse at the Cloning Vats, and 2-2 in Washington, D.C. Jesse will be playing somebody at the Cloning Vats to get 5 points for Rescue. There they are. She's joined by Polaris, we haven't seen. Bringing M'Baku over to the Cloning Vats for reasons, I guess. Cloak.
There's Black Panther.
And he gets doubled by Shuri and then doubled by his own power, so he's up to 16.
Final turn right here, folks.
And I can survive one more hit, but Jesse can't.
What are we going to see?
And everybody can move to Washington, D.C. if they so choose, thanks to Jesse playing Cloak. Right now I'm up 19-3 on Onslaught Citadel, 18-1 at Cloning Vats, 6-0 in D.C. Jesse plays Hazmat. Oh no! That did it. Polaris yoinks Sunspot over to Washington, D.C., keeping me from dropping a Doombot there. Oh, no.
Stupid.
But I had moved Black Panther over to Washington, D.C., and Nakia and M'Baku. And even though Sunspot took up the slot that was going to be there for a Doombot to drop 8 points, that was enough to give me an 18-15 victory there.
Oh, unbelievable. Could not hold on. I took Ant-Man over there thinking, okay, I'll get that 4 points. Man, where could I have? I don't know if I could have won that. No way. Yeah, sure.
Well, if you had moved Rescue over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have helped.
But I mean, yeah, that's hindsight now.
Right.
You didn't know I was going to move everybody off of the cloning vats.
Yeah, that would have dropped me to 9. I would have had to play Polaris and Rescue over there, or move Rescue over there and play Polaris and leave Ant-Man where he was. Would have been able to pull it off, but I didn't. Evan, you won. Congratulations, Evan. The world has beaten America, and I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I feel kind of bad now.
Well, it is the Black Panther.
That's true. Shuri, there was a lot of Wakandans that showed up to this battle. A lot of Wakandans.
And Dr. Doom.
Putting their forces together to put America
Doom has defeated America because Richards is an American. I mean, really, man, do you want to try working against the Black Panther and Dr. Doom?
No, I'll pass. I will pass. All right, our battle is done.
World champion, right?
Yeah, you are the world champion. Congratulations. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.